Fired in a Washington Post editorial titled, "Not in my worst nightmares did I dream my FBI career would end this way."
The former FBI deputy director writes, quote, "I have been accused of lack of candor." That's code for lying. That is not true. I did not knowingly mislead or lie. That was my editorializing or lie to investigators. At worst, I was not clear in my responses, and because of what was going on around me, may well have been confused and distracted. And for that, I take full responsibility. But that is not a lack of candor.
Fox News contributor and former GOP Congressman Jason Chaffetz served as chair of the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee. He was all over these issues in Congress, continues now, joins us live. Good morning, Congressman.
Hey, Jason.
Good morning. Good morning.
I think maybe we made some progress, which is that Andy McCabe is finally saying, after all this time, I'm taking responsibility. Hadn't heard that before.
Well, no, and look, if what he says is true, that he learned about this by the mass media as opposed to somebody calling him up or bringing him in, that is wrong. They need to bring somebody in and sit him down and explain to them why. But he knows why. And you know what? If he wants to clear this up, he can go and sign a privacy waiver and he can allow his full file to be open. But he won't do that because he knows that he ran the whole gauntlet. He went through the Inspector General, went to the Office of Professional Responsibility, and he did something that most every other federal employee is never able to achieve. He actually got fired.
You know, you think about the original reason for this probe, right? Collusion with Russia. And here we are. We've been talking about it constantly for a year now. What has it turned into, right? Because what was the original intent? Now it seems like people are waiting for the president to be put in handcuffs and walked out of the White House.
Well, look, in Mr. McCabe's situation, you haven't heard a whole lot about recusal. When his wife first started to run, he recused himself. Then he rescinded that. Then he put a recusal back in place. You're going to hear about those things and others in the Inspector General report in the next 4 to 5 weeks. But the probe itself, if they're truly following the facts, they ought to be looking at the DCCC, the DNC, and Hillary Clinton, because the facts have led us to the point where you're finding out that the Democrats are the ones that were actually colluding with the Russians. And if Mueller was doing his job based on the one-page assignment that he got, he should be investigating them as well.
Congressman, earlier on the program, we had Robin Gritz on. She was a former FBI special agent, worked underneath Andy McCabe, had something to say about accountability. Listen to what she had to say.
Andy made sure that I couldn't get out of the division. I was selected for certain jobs, and he actually slandered me. The night that he got fired, what I got that night was a good 50 messages from analysts and from agents across the United States celebrating that he finally was held accountable.
She's saying the rank and file were grateful that someone at the top, the standard was finally applied to them, just like those at lower levels. Is that the sense you've gotten as well?
Yeah, the thousands of men and women who serve honorably in the FBI, we love what they do and we love how they do it. And I think they know that there was a bit of a cabal at the top of the food chain here. People, Mr. Orr, Mr. Strzok, Lisa Page, these are, and Mr. McCabe, that's the laundry list of the who's who at the senior leadership, add in James Comey as well, that really led the agency awry. And those agents who truly care about making sure that law enforcement is acting appropriately, they know that this is a good thing for the agency.
Well, Jason, I call you Jason because we've known each other for years. He actually used to check out the boyfriends I would bring home and critique them on whether they were worth my time or not. But it is your birthday.
It was a motley crew. Oh my gosh. You would not
Somehow
believe
I survived. But it is your birthday tomorrow.
She ended up with a very good guy. She ended up with a very good guy. But there's some of them that we needed to,
some doozers out there. So tomorrow's a big day, though.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you very much. You know your life's changing when your wife makes you a green smoothie the night before your birthday. It's like,
no more
green
cake.
smoothie. What?
All right,
played,
Jason.
Julie.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Keeping you healthy.
Good to see you, Jason. Have a great day tomorrow.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. One Pennsylvania school district safety plan in place of a shooting isn't to arm staff with guns, but with rocks.